Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. Guys, you're going to hear me rant right now. You're going to hear me rant right now. Rant right now. I am not happy. So Jermall Charlo is allegedly going to be fighting, or not allegedly, but it's been confirmed that he's going to be fighting Selecki June 18th. Guys, I'm so pissed off. It's unbelievable. Jermall Charlo has gone from fighting Canelo to fighting Munguia to fighting Selecki. You know, this is not good for the sport of boxing. Not good for the sport of boxing at all. This is so frustrating as a boxing fan. I am so irritated, so pissed off, so frustrated right now that I can't explain to you. I'm so agitated, so angry, so frustrated with this sport. Like, I don't understand why boxing just keeps hurting himself. Like, how can you go from negotiating with Munguia to then go and fight Selecki? I can't get my head around it. I'm so irritated, so frustrated. Like, Canelo's a cherry picker. This is what fans say. All the guys that call Canelo's a cherry picker. Canelo's a cherry picker fighting Dimitri Bivol, but Jermall Charlo, who had opportunities to fight Demetrius Andrade and trying to negotiate with Munguia, but then goes and fights Selecki, is not a cherry. Like, why was this fight just announced so quickly? I don't understand. I understand these fighters want to stay active. I understand all of that, but it's just like, I've never been excited for an Andrade fight. I've never been excited for a Charlo fight. I've never been excited for a David Benavidez fight. I don't know when I'm going to be excited for these guys to ever fight. When are they ever going to fight each other? Why? Andrade's fighting Zach Parker. David Benavidez fighting Lemieux. Caleb Plant's going to fight Darrell. Jermall Charlo's fighting Selecki. Like, what is going on? What is going off? Don't these guys want to be great? Don't these guys want to carve out a legacy for themselves? I don't understand. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Like, Canelo gets criticism for fighting world champions, right? Like Billy Joe Saunders, like Callum Smith, like Dimitri Bivol. But then these guys fight guys that are third string guys. And I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm got to the point where boxing is like, I love the sport so much, but boxing is so terrible at times. And I can understand, like, before I was a hardcore fan, I used to love watching boxing. It's just great. But now that I've got into it and I understand the business side of things, I understand the politics more, I understand how this sport is just, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating being a boxing fan, being a hardcore boxing fan, because we never really get anything we want. Really, let's be honest, we never really get what we want. We have to put up with these nothing type matchups. Well, Selecki, nothing type matchup. And listen, I like all fighters. I wish Selecki all the best. Like, he gets another payday. He fought Jacobs. He fought Andrade. But what does this do for Charlo? I don't quite understand. I don't understand what this fight does for Charlo. What does this fight do for Charlo? I'm just confused. I don't understand, like, how you can go from negotiating with Jaime Munguia to just announcing a fight just like that. I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm so irritated, so frustrated by this news. And I like Charlo. I'm a fan of Charlo. But I've just got to the point where enough's enough for me. Like, I want to see Charlo tested. Like, I'm excited for Canelo's fight with Bivol. I ain't going to lie. I think Canelo could lose that. I'm not excited for this fight. I'm not excited for David Benavidez. Like, I'm actually semi-excited for the Benavidez-Lemieux fight. Darrell Plant, not excited at all. Zach Parker, Andrade, not to the slightest excited. You know, boxing, something needs to happen. Something needs to happen, because we can't keep getting these second string fights, second tier fights. It's boring. The fans are tuning off. they're not fighting each other, and soon the hardcore fans will tune off. They'll find UFC, or they'll find a sport that gives them what they want, because boxing doesn't give us what we want. When we want a fight, when we wanted Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, we didn't get it. When we wanted Fury Joshua, we didn't get it. When we wanted Amir Khan v Kell Brook in their primes, we didn't get it. For whatever reasons, the fights don't happen. We don't get the fights we don't want. When we want Spence Crawford, we ain't getting it. We want, Benavidez v Plant. It's a dragging process. We want Jermall Charlo v Munguia. We don't get it. We want Jermall Charlo v... it's just ongoing. It's ongoing rubbish. We want Jermall Charlo v Andrade. Fight Andrade. Fight Andrade. Fight. Why select? Why? Like, Andrade was crying out. He was crying out. He wanted a dance partner. He wanted a fight. He wanted a fight. It's irritating, man. It's irritating. It's frustrating as a hardcore boxing fan. I've got sick of it now. I've got sick of it. I've got frustrated. I don't know whether it's because of the money. I don't know whether it's because the promoters don't want to risk their fighters. But whatever it is, I've got sick of it. I've got to the point where I'm so frustrated right now that I look forward to a Jermall Charlo fight, in the sense that, that'll be a good, be a good fight. Jermall Charlo's gonna fight Andrade, or, but now he's fighting Selecki. I'm just like switched off. Like, I'm not interested in that fight. I know who's gonna win. I know Charlo's gonna win the fight. Bar a miracle, I don't see Selecki winning that fight. So it's not a big name. It's not a fight that's gonna interest me. It's a fight that I expect Charlo to win quite comfortably. He's a heavy favorite going into the fight. It's not an exciting. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't get my juices flowing. It doesn't do anything. I don't understand what that does for his legacy. I don't understand. Charlo's such a good talent. He's a good fighter. There's so much star power there. There's so much star power there with Jermall Charlo, where they could use and make him such a big star. But it's wasted. It's wasted talent. It's wasted. It's wasted. It's wasted. These are guys fighting. Look, these are young guys, man, in their prime. They're wasting their years, man. They're wasting their years. Look, I said that I remember growing up watching Khan, and when he got to a stage in his career where he was at welterweight, there was big fights: Kell Brook, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, and I wanted him to step up with these guys to see how good he was. Could he beat them? But that was the time to strike. But again, it didn't happen. Jermall Charlo's in a position right now where there's Andrade. There's guys out there that want to fight him. He needs to strike now. And you have to say that it's the responsibility of the fighter, because at the end of the day, it's your career. It's your legacy. No one else's legacy. It's your legacy. It's your legacy. What you got to understand is, fighting these guys, I said this before, these guys must be getting paid a shed load of money to fight these second string guys. And I don't mean this with disrespect. You never hear me call another fighter a bum. You never hear me call, because I respect all fighters. But Selecki, he's a second string guy. He's a guy that people fight as a tune-up. The top guys fight as a tune-up. Why do we want to see Jermall Charlo? He just had a fight with Montiel. He needed a big fight. He needed a big fight. I feel like they show that, look, we're trying to get a big fight with Munguia. We're trying to get this, but it's not happening. So now we'll just fight whoever. That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like there's any kind of want to make these big fights. It's like, yeah, they just showed they showed the fans, look, we tried to make it, but it didn't happen. they didn't accept it or whatever. But when you want something, when you really want something as a fighter, if I as a fighter say, no, I want a big fight, I'm not fighting. I want him, or I'm not fighting. I want Andrade, or I'm not fighting. But it doesn't seem like nobody knows what goes on behind the scenes. But at the end of the day, it doesn't seem like from the promoters or the fighter side of it, it seems like there's not a desire. There's not a want, you know, a crazy want to make these fights. Because surely if there was a crazy want or the crazy desire to make these fights would get made. Surely. It's so frustrating as a fight fan. I can't explain to you enough. It's so frustrating because we're getting these second string fights. These are no good. Nobody's interested in watching these second string fights. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to see second string fights. It's not good, man. It's not good. It is what it is. It is what it is. Disappointed, but should we be expecting anything different? Probably not. But it is very, very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. Because I thought Charlo was set up for a big fight. Whoever they were gonna, I thought they had no choice because I think people were frustrated and fed up. But it seems like they did have a choice, and you know they're having another tune-up basically type of fight. Yeah, it's very, very poor in my opinion. I don't know how this is gonna go down. I can't see it going down too well with the fans, if I'm honest with you. I don't see how the fans are gonna be excited about this. I don't see how the fans are gonna want to pay to watch this, or if it's free. I just don't think there's gonna be much interest there. You know, it's so disappointing. So disappointing. On one hand, there's one brother who's looking to become undisputed. He was fighting everybody. And there's another brother on the other hand just having tune-up fights at middleweight, basically. Defending his WBC world title. That's what it seems like. Jermall Charlo just defending his middleweight world title, WBC world title. While Jermall Charlo is looking to create a legacy and enhance and become a Hall of Famer. While Jermall is I don't know what he's doing, to be honest. Disappointing, very, very disappointing. But leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm pretty sure you guys will be devastated and upset and hurt by this news, but it is what it is. That's just boxing, unfortunately. Leave your thoughts, let me know what you think, and guys, I'll see you in the next video.